I was a melody gone silent, a song drowned in the noise of guilt. My feet danced on broken glasses. I was chasing dreams and drinking from rivers that left me thirstier still. Sin wore me like a crown and shame was my perfume. I smiled, but deep down was a graveyard of dreams, a whisper of what could have been. I was like a butterfly trapped in a jar, wings clipped by whispers that called me guilty. I danced in darkness. Sin wore me like silk, and I drank bitter waters, mistaking them for milk. I thought I was living life, but that wore my heartbeat like a trophy. And chains held me tighter than any lover could ever. And darkness called my name so slowly, so sweetly, that I almost thought I was home. I threaded on deadly paths, walking around with chains around my soul disguised as freedom. I was smiling on the outside but bleeding on the inside. Addiction on one hand, regret on the other. I was running away from the Father like he was just another to disappoint. I used to breathe in smoke just to silence the storm. Ashes on my fingers, ashes in my lungs. But no one told me what it was doing to me. They said it calms you, it helps you. But with every puff I took, I was fading away. And for every smoke I exhaled was the hope I choked. I was trading my peace for momentary pleasure which never lasted. I was a woman on fire, but not the kind that blazes in purpose. No, nah. But the kind that was drowning in habits and hiding in the haze. Let me tell you something. I didn't really want to do it. I just did it because I wanted to forget the pain, to forget the silence and every part of me that I thought were too broken to be fixed. That's why I do it. But the thing about smoke, it slowly creeps into the room, then suffocates you. Slowly creeps, then leaves you breathless. It comforts you in the night and leaves you breathless in the morning. It says it gives you peace but sells you prison. It covers the pain but also feeds it. I did it because it was always there for me. It didn't shout at me. It didn't argue with me. It was there when I called and vanished when I was done. But isn't that how sin works? Isn't that how sin works? And in that instant when I thought that would be the end of me, grace came through. Not with lightning, not with loudness. He came so softly. And guess the word he spoke to me? Daughter, breathe me in. And for the first time in years, I inhaled something new. Not nicotine, but newness. Not smoke, but spirit. And I exhaled every form of guilt, fear, condemnation that I had smoked to survive. I didn't just stop. I resurrected. I didn't just quit. I surged forward. Now I walk like a miracle. I talk like a testimony. And I breathe like the one who has the breath of God in her. This mouth, which once threw in death, now speaks life. And these hands, which once trembled in addiction, now heals with intercession. Let me tell you something. Redemption isn't clean. Redemption isn't easy. It is raw. It is a cross. It is bloody. It is not a comfort zone. It is crying at the master's feet when everyone else is left. It is crawling to the Father when it seems like walking is a betrayal. It has been reached out in your depth and not on the mountaintop. I researched not because I had the strength, but because he looked into the graveyard of my decisions and said, daughter, walk with me. You know, grace doesn't grow tired, and mercy has a memory lane. So I sank not into shame, but holy obsession in him. So now when I worship Jesus, it is not a doctrine, it is not a duty. I worship him as the light, as the lover of my soul. His voice, a balm, not a burden. His touch, fire, yet healing. His eyes, not judging, but drawing me closer to a place of deeper love with him. You know, when I worship now, I worship not for performance, but for presence. This is not revival in the house, it is revival in the heart. So when we worship him now, we worship him in the spirit and his truth. Sin was once my cage, but love wrote the key. And now I resurge in him. Thank you.